Hello everyone, welcome to Random Pieces. I wanted to try something else today. This video will be a mixture of different things that some guys just don't understand about a woman's body. I'll be starting with a Reddit story while giving my opinion cause that's fun. The second story will be one I heard a few years ago and maybe finish off with some you can't get pregnant if myths that nobody should actually believe. Told my stepdaughter to stop using period products in the bathroom she shares with my teenage sons. Reddit story.
I have been living with my new wife and stepdaughter for about 6 months now. She's almost 20 and I have 3 sons 18, 16 and 15. She's a really good kid and she's a good influence on my sons. I really enjoy having her around. My wife and her daughter moved into my house and sold theirs. My stepdaughter's father isn't present in her life, nor is my son's mother. All 4 children share a bathroom.
So if they're all sharing a bathroom, where do you expect her to put them? Really?
My sons have never lived for a long period of time with a woman, nor have any of them had long-term girlfriends. They had short visitation periods when they were younger but never longer than an hour, so living with 2 women has been unusual for them.
I get that you guys never really lived around women and they haven't really dealt with that kind of situation before or been around them. But you're a grown man and you're telling a girl not to do that. What's your excuse?
My eldest son came to me last week and told me that his stepsister disposes of her used sanitary products in the trash can they share, but doesn't use toilet roll or sandwich bags to disguise what they are, and it makes him uncomfortable, which I think is reasonable. My sons are teenage boys and don't want to see their stepsister's period products on full display.
Do you know how many empty toilet rolls would need to be laying around just for that 1 week? And sandwich bags? Put them in sandwich bags. That would be so bad. No, come on. Seriously. And I get them being uncomfortable with them. We don't like seeing them either. You think we like looking at a bunch of blood? We do not.
A few nights ago I went into the kitchen to grab a snack and she was there doing some work for university. My wife had mentioned that she knew she was on her period, so I took it as an opportunity to have a word with her. I told her my sons were uncomfortable and asked her if she'd mind putting her used products in diaper bags or flushing them down the toilet.
So many things wrong with that. Like, you, a grown man, confronted your stepdaughter about how she handles her period products. Really? And in a diaper bags? What? Diaper bags? Because when I think of a diaper bag, I think of, a diaper bag to put a bunch of baby things in. What do you mean diaper bags? I'm a little confused there. And flushing them down the toilet, that is a no-go. You do not flush that kind of stuff down the toilet. It's very bad for it. Don't do it.
She laughed and told me it was rich coming from a man who sheds like a gorilla and has produced 3 skid-marking sons, which I thought was just an unnecessary attack. I've been nothing but nice to the girl and it's hardly a comparison. My sons shouldn't be subjected to her unhygienic products if it makes them uncomfortable. She went on to lecture me about how tampons can't be flushed and that it's bad for the environment if she uses diaper bags for every one, which I think is just an excuse. I called her a scruff and told her that this was my house and that what I say goes.
You might have feel like that was an unnecessary attack by her, but she probably felt unnecessarily attacked. Because why would anybody confront somebody that really... And it is bad for the environment, not just an excuse. It is very bad. For you just say, this is your house, what you say goes. That you don't have control over when or how that happens to anyone, no matter where you are. Sorry.
Later, I asked my wife if she could have a word with her. She told me I was being ridiculous and that her daughter has had her period for 10 years and knows what she's doing. When I told her it was making my sons uncomfortable, she said my sons needed to get a grip and turned over and went to sleep. This is a genuine issue to me, and she didn't care enough to have a discussion about it. I asked my stepdaughter again in the morning and she did the same as her mother, completely dismissed it. Both of them have told me to stop being so silly, but I don't see how I'm being unreasonable when it makes my sons uncomfortable.
It's not that they didn't care enough to have a discussion with you, or that they're just completely dismissing how you feel and how your sons feel. But that's just the way the body works. It's gonna happen. You're gonna throw them away in a garbage can because they go in the garbage can. It's not like she's leaving them all over the counters or anything like that. She's throwing them away. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. They could have been so much meaner.
Update: not even 2 hours after I posted this, my wife and stepdaughter gathered my sons and I and gave us a full intensive periods for pricks course, PowerPoint and all. It was a hoot. They made an interactive quiz and everything. My sons and I learned a lot and apologized to my stepdaughter. Thank you for your input.
I'm glad you guys apologized to her for that and saw that you were in the wrong. And as for the period for pricks course, they could probably market that and sell that, because that would probably be great and help a lot of guys out. So you might want to look into that. So I was about 5 months along when we found out I was pregnant, and at the time I was working the current job just short of 3 months. So a coworker was telling me, maybe around my 7th month, that he was having a conversation with his girlfriend the week before, and he told her that about 20 years ago, when he was a teenager, he had a one-night stand with someone who was known for getting around. Well, that was all he heard from her for a couple months, and after a couple months from that night, she went up to him and was like, "I'm pregnant." And he was just like, okay, and walked away. But he thought it was strange that she told him that and everything. And then when he was having this conversation with his girlfriend about how weird that was, that she just came up out of nowhere and told him that she was pregnant, she's like, she was probably trying to tell you that she thinks it's yours. He didn't have any idea at all. He thought women actually knew the instant that they got pregnant. Instantly. So it was a huge surprise to him to, come to the realization that, hey, I might have a kid that's around 20 years old by now, and no idea. So to summarize it all for you, people need to stay out of the trash cans. That's about all I get from these kind of posts, is people dig in there and they find the gross stuff and then they have a problem with it. If you weren't digging in there, you wouldn't touch it and you wouldn't have a problem with it. If women started leaving the used products on the counter or something to where you'd have to see them and touch them and everything, and they're there by your stuff, then you can, say, hey, you gotta clean that up and throw it in the trash can where it belongs. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut. No. Also, a woman is not going to know the exact second that she conceives that baby. I'd like to meet somebody who does. I'd like to really know, hey, how did you know that second? A couple other little things that you hear through the years is, no, gravity does not stop a baby from happening. No, the two don't go together. Also, I'm glad I've only heard this once through my life, and it wasn't told to me, it was told to a friend of mine. But no, you do not need to have the big O for the baby to happen. If a woman had to have that for a baby to be possible, there'd be a lot less people in the world. I can guarantee you that. Bye!